English Broken Businesses. We are all about Black excellence, bringing local entrepreneurs together to inspire and motivate you through business.
So it's simple. What you can do is to listen to this story and be inspired, and show to you guys nothing is impossible. If they can do it, so nathi singayenza bantwana basekhaya. Sit down and chill and listen to this wonderful story.
Follow your dreams.
Cape Flats is flooded with a lot of talents. I tell you, dancers, actors, singers, you name it, sportsmen, you know.
It's English Broken Business once again. Bafethu sithi beke libeke iviki neviki hasimanglimanga kusinomabani hasi everybody bafethu. We are here once again to give you another exciting episode. Beautiful stories with beautiful people, beautiful weather. We're here to inspire you wherever you're coming from, whether you're from Ekasi, you're from Ekate, or you're from the Shack, you're from a township, you're from a suburb. Our stories are here to motivate you, to inspire you, and also to remind you that Sekaya Uguti, you can make it regardless of your situation. Maybe you just got robbed, maybe you just got mugged, or maybe you are someone that is unemployed at the moment, or you are someone that is not working, you understand, or plomile la pekas, and you're watching us from your laptop, from your phone, you're watching us from wherever you are at the internet cafe. We are here to inspire you, to tell you, Mtansekaya, do not give up in life. Everything, it is possible. First and foremost, before I interview this gentle brother that I have with me, I want to remind you, Bantwana Basekai, to thank you so much for sharing our videos on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on all your social media handles, and our patriots, you know, our patrons, that they are always watching our videos religiously, dropping their dropping their comments, and also putting the like. Siyabonga kakhulu bafethu. If you are new to our channel, please do subscribe. Do subscribe. That is your bell that you can switch on, and also your sharp button. That is also a like. If kona las fambula kona bafethu, do tell us where we should improve. If kona la maybe excella corner, and also do tell us with bafethu nishuna kamnandi lento yenu. Without further ado, bafethu khuluma kakhulu. I've got namhlanje bafethu egrotman lami Mr. Blaq. You know, Mr. Blaq is from eGugulethu. Gugulethu, stand up ngiphethe out here no namhlanje. Shapunjani Mr. Blaq?
Easy, mara wezilungu.
Great, Brian. Black and then you shy all black.
Why, my G? In the easy.
The mpahlas.
Doing the things.
The fashion.
Siyabangena malume.
Shapuzet.
Easy, my brother.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for it.
Sure,
I know you're such a very busy person. I've been looking for you.
It's been a minute.
Over 6 months.
It's been a minute, dog. It's been a minute.
Over 6 months. Yeah. And I must say, shout out to Malaika, shout out to Sis Babala Cham Cham, you know, for making this possible, because you have not been around, you know, you're traveling and all that, and there's a lot that you are doing. But Siyabonga for coming to our space as English Broken Business.
Thank you for having me, man.
Danko Prayam. It's yes, Prayam. Who is Blaq?
So Blaq Sakai Gusibusiso Ngokulenkobe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then Blaq Sakai is a stage name. That's how I'm known. So Blaq is a creative.
Sure.
I'm a choreographer. I'm a performer. I'm a director. I'm also founder and creative director of an organization called Itomoletu.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where I teach dramatic arts, dance, music as well, indigenous music. So yeah, that's what I do, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
So see, it's like retro. These are beautiful stories, and I know that some of the people, they just met you now, but was song Blaq, they know you from the screens, from theater, and all those things, you know. Ukulela eGugs, where exactly?
So Ndikula in the streets of Gugs, a 3-sec.
Oh, a 3-sec.
A 3-sec.
Shout out to a 3-sec.
Section 3.
Section 3.
So Nkule Section 3. Dizalwe A116, but then moved on to A112.
Sure.
Born bred Cape Town.
Sure. Is attending your primary in your high level?
So primary school, the funde Zonneblom Boys Primary.
Oh, a town.
Yeah, a town. So the funde Zonneblom Boys Primary.
Yeah.
Moved on to Grooteskerk High. But then the Bonba, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Home called me.
Yeah.
And I went back to Zonneblom Nest Senior School.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I completed. And then studied further at the College of Cape Town, did a bit more marketing there. Moved from there and I did creative arts and business.
Okay.
And I majored in dramatic arts, PANA at the Rainbow Academy.
Is it?
Student of the year 2019.
Wow.
Yeah.
You let us focus.
Yeah, not really, but then the work speaks for itself.
Yeah, you're
man.
putting a lot of
Yeah,
work.
the
Ne?
work
How was it growing up a Section 3, Brian? Back in the day. How was it?
So growing up in Section 3, I should say it was very exciting. You know, every kasi has its up and down. Yeah, you know, so for me growing up in Section 3, it actually was an inspiration for me. You know, for a creative like me, there wasn't much of inspiration growing up as a young creative.
Sure. Ekasi.
Ekasi.
Okay.
Sure to say.
Sure.
Ekasi. But then, etubeni, you know, I wanted to become the change I wanted to see in the world. That's why I started my organization. Because back in the day, we didn't have much people to look up to.
Sure.
You
Yeah,
understand?
true that.
So Namge, I wanted to be that person that everyone looks up to as abantu abakhulayo.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it was very exciting. I remember the dancing competitions. I remember.
So mama chaiva ntwana.
Hey, Bafana. Hey, Bafana. I couldn't wait for a Friday. I couldn't wait for a Friday, my G, because now I knew every Friday we'd go to a sports complex or a
Sports complex at Cooks.
Yes.
So there used to be speed dancing competition there.
Yes, brother man. Every single Friday. You know, if you have detention on Friday, you panic.
You missed a lot.
You go mad, brother man, because you know you have to travel back to Ekasi to catch the first bus off to Elokshini.
Sure.
Get there, prepare with the gents, be in attire.
Yeah.
And go kill at the competitions, man.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So
Sometimes.
what dance move you were into?
Ish.
I
was-
like break dancing, spantsu,
So, in primary school at Zonneblum Boys, I did ballet and jazz. Yes, ballet, jazz, and contemporary.
Oh,
But
okay.
then me being out here Selokshini,
Yeah.
I was exposed to Ispantsula,
Exactly, yeah.
Ijive, Ispujwa,
Sure.
Iscutie, you know.
Yeah.
So, Ikambu dancing.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I was mostly exposed to African dance.
Wow.
Yeah, but then growing up kwisikolo Sabelung, if I should say, I was exposed to other things as well.
Ezingekho ekasi.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
So, yeah, man.
Wow.
Kunjalo.
So now I just want to find out, how was your family set up? Like, are you raised by a single parent, both parents?
Yeah, so I was raised by a single parent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Obviously.
Old.
Shout out to her.
Hey, shout out to her, man. So rest in peace.
May she
so-
rest in peace, yeah.
Yeah, I was raised by a single parent. You know, my biggest supporter, man. At first, I know she never believed in what I did, you know, because, you know, with parents, you have to be a doctor.
Yes.
If it's professional.
A lawyer.
You have to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
You have to be this, you have to be that, you know? But then me being creative, you know, she knew she gave birth to creative, man. Because I've been performing since I was, 6?
Is it?
That was back in 1990.
The signs were there already.
Yeah, it was there since day one, my brother.
Yeah, with Thailand. Yeah.
But then eventually the support was there. The support system was there ever since.
Okay.
But as a profession, it gave them doubts, you know. How can you make this thing
Exactly.
a profession?
Yeah.
But then I went on to traveling the world, been to Hong Kong, traveled nationally, you know.
Man.
And then that's where she spotted this thing as a profession, you know. And then when you bring money at home, sometimes, you know, that's where they're like, okay, this thing you can
Span,
you can make a living out of this, you know. And then I went on to study the creative arts and business at the Rainbow Academy, and I graduated, and she was like, this is all I wanted for you, is to actually graduate in something, do something for yourself, and
just
then
be something.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's very important in our culture, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to deal with that, and then she was supporting me ever since, man. You know, and she started believing more after I graduated.
Yeah.
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now I want to find out when you took that path, because remember we're from Ekas, right? And it's two different lives that you're living. Mose town, you're like a snob. And then Mose Kasi, Opilibukas.
Yeah.
You live like in the ghetto.
Yeah.
So you never like maybe kind of like got a text from Amanyama out, because now remember your 8 hours we spend at Use town, which is outdated, you know, you speak English,
Yeah.
you know, and then now more now you have to change the only out, save a face and all that.
Sure.
So did that maybe become a challenge to you and all that?
So in terms of me,
Yeah.
so Blaq Sakai is just one person. Yeah, but I don't have different characters. What you see is what you get.
Okay.
But then in terms of people understanding me as a creative and being a dancer, it was always like, hey, Ipele. Hey, contemporary.
Sure.
Are you sure you're not?
Angithi
Hey,
la.
Malume, are you sure you're not here?
Yeah.
And then, but then it wasn't much of a transfer because dance actually gave me a confidence, my brother.
Yeah.
Performing arts gave me confidence, bro. You know, because you get to stand in front of a crowd that's 1,000 people, dog. You understand? Yes, you might be in the box at the auditorium, you performing on that stage and not seeing the audience, but you can actually feel the audience, the presence of the people.
Energy,
Yes,
the
energy.
energy, sure.
And energy is very important, my
Sure.
brother. So it gave me a lot of confidence. You understand? It boosted my confidence a lot, you know. The bullying and the people saying stuff about you, it didn't really get to me.
Sure.
Because I was in a boys' school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bo?
Okay.
There were girls in our school, but then on the other side. So but then growing up with boys, it was a challenge. People say stuff about you, and you know. But then one thing that my teacher taught me was to ignore human manure. That I didn't understand at first, but then ignore human manure. Yeah. At first I didn't understand, but hey, what is this teacher going on about? Sometimes you get bullied at the tarmac during break, run to your teacher and be like, teacher, this and that hit me.
They said this and that.
You know. All she would say is that ignore human manure. We'll deal with that one. Yeah, we'll put him in detention or whatever, but just know, ignore human manure, be yourself at all times, be the authentic Sibusiso that you are. Well, in primary school, I was Kevin.
Oh, okay.
Second name.
Yeah.
So, Kevin,
yeah.
Ignore human manure.
Manure,
And that always worked for me, and always ring at the back of my mind when something offish happens.
Yeah. Ignore human manure. Wow. You taught me something,
Karen,
Tuan.
yeah, easy.
Sure.
Sure, Malu.
Wow. Okay. Then now you're at the Scala. Obviously, you are at Boys High, right?
Yeah.
Then what happened after Scala? Are you going to varsity, college?
So I went to college, the college at Cape Town. That's where I started marketing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I started marketing there and then moved on to the Rainbow Academy and I started creative arts and business corner.
Sure.
And then, the performing life never stopped from high school.
Sure.
You know, it never stopped. But then I moved on in 2017. That's where I opened my organization.
Oh.
Yeah, 2017 I opened my organization, Itongo Letu. And then things got good, I should say. And then, and mostly I'm more of a business person than anything. But then I'm not a person of a 9 to 5. I think I'm an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, my brother. That's what I am. So I started my entertainment company.
Yeah.
So I provide entertainment services.
Yeah.
In Western Cape and nationally. So yeah, that's what I do now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to find out after you graduated and then you felt like I must open an NGO or it's an NPO or it's a foundation, whatever that you're owning, why the name Itongo Letu?
So I'm a Xhosa person.
Okay.
So Itongo Letu means our dream.
Oh, our dream.
Our dream. Not Itongo Letu that
Okay.
and Kamaku side of things. No, Sithokozela.
Okay, Baba.
So
okay.
Itongo Letu.
You have to make it clear. All right.
So Itongo Letu means our dream.
Our dream.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the dream is to make our communities a better place for all. That's my slogan.
Yeah.
And plus, the organization I opened way before I went to go study creative arts.
Is it?
Yeah. So I started with the organization and then went on to study because it's been my passion since. Yeah. So I opened up the organization and the company before I went to go study creative arts and
Creative
business.
arts, yeah.
So when I studied creative arts and business, that's where I was exposed to a lot of things thereafter.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then now talking about traveling, ne? I know for a fact, Uti, most of our people, they've never traveled the world. You understand? Like myself, I've never been outside of South Africa. I've been like nationally, but I've never been outside of South Africa. Just recently now I've got my passport. So ngizokhala manje
Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
ngizokhala manje traveling. So how was your experience? You know, like out of the Googs and then you're going to about Hong Kong and all
Hey,
that. How
brother
was
man,
it?
it was an experience of a lifetime, man. And you know, thank you Rainbow Academy for granting me the opportunity to go to Hong Kong.
Wow.
Thank you Cape Town Carnival as well.
Sure.
With traveling to Hong Kong, it was a big surprise to me.
Wow.
I entered the Cape Town Carnival with the Rainbow Academy for the very first time.
Okay.
You know, when you're on stage as a performer, you're only as good as your last performance.
Of course.
So I was always there to show up and show off.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing they liked my performance. And then they asked for 5 performers from the Rainbow Academy. And the Rainbow Academy chose me as one of the students.
One of the 5.
Yeah, so it's
Sure.
one of the 5 students that traveled. Went through to Hong Kong, an experience of a lifetime, mind-blowing, meeting new people,
Yeah.
experiencing the environment there.
Sure.
You know, it's totally different to South Africa.
Yeah.
It was
The
beautiful.
culture,
man. The
and
culture as
everything.
well, yeah.
So when I spoke about Priam, is it really important to travel?
I think it is because it's mind-opening. It is important to travel because it's very mind-opening. Even as a creative, you get to explore more, and it enhances your creative perspective towards what you like to cook
Sure.
as a director, what you like to cook as a performer, what you like to cook as a director as well. You know, so iyakuvula man ubone izinto.
Sure.
Umhlaba mkhulu my brother,
Ne?
and umhlaba ngowethu.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
So sometimes you get people like, I'm ngiphe plaza, I'm born in pretty cooks, I'm pulling cooks, and the fellow cooks.
I think ukhule cooks, ukufele cooks shouldn't be into esibambelela kuyo man. Khule cooks, yabo?
Yeah.
Phume cooks.
Go see
But
the world.
suyilibali cooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
suyilibali
Cooks. Yeah, but don't never forget where you come from. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Heritage Month. Yeah, ngoku, you know.
Yes, yeah.
So imvelaphi yethu is very important,
Very
my brother.
important,
Not
yeah.
only on this month, but oko man.
Ukuthi ngisuka and all
Usukaphi.
that. Okay. Ngingubani. Okay,
Because now,
okay.
in order for you to know where you're headed and where you're going, you have to know exactly where
you come from. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Khula cooks, phila cooks, phuma cooks, but ungayilibali cooks. Yeah.
See the world, see the people,
Yes.
learn the cultures, learn
You
the
know?
languages.
Exactly.
Wow. So now talk about Itongo Letu. What are you guys currently doing, and how many people you that maybe you're working with, or you've recruited, or that have joined your organization?
So I've been working now with Itongo Letu since 2017. Yes. We are now working with Abandwana Abai 20.
Oh, okay.
But then the Cape Town Carnival, Bandi Pay Challenge to actually bring 30 more kids to the Cape Town Carnival for next year.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm currently recruiting. So if there's anyone who is interested
Batshele,
in and around,
batshele.
in and around Egugulethu, Nyanga, Philippi, Mfuleni, who is game, who wants to join Itongo Letu for the Cape Town Carnival next year, please do come through. You need to be 15 years and older. Itongo Letu we call Blaq Sakai as your creative director. So when this is amazing, man, guys, please do.
Wow, okay, no, it's fine. At the end, we're just gonna drop your email and your numbers and everything. Ne? So I wanna know, what are you trying to achieve with Itongo Letu? Because now you did say with Itongo Letu is not Ukuthokoza, and we're not bashing, ne? Izangoma zethu, we're not bashing our sisters and brothers who are in that space of LGBTQI. We respect you guys, ne? But you just made it clear, Uguti, Itongoletu means our dream. Because every child born in Kukwini, every child born
Has a dream.
Yes, it's got a dream. Ne? So what is it that you're trying to achieve with this Itongoletu?
So, as I said before, my brother, my slogan is making the community a better place for all. No, I believe through creative arts, we can change a lot of lives, man.
Sure.
My life has changed through creative arts. You know, as a performer, impilo yami has changed in indlela that is, and andiyazi ngayi-explaina njani, but then yeah man, into esizama uyenza is to change impilo zabantwana man, sibasuse ezitratweni. You know, there's teenage pregnancy, there's alcohol and drug abuse, there's gangsterism, brother man. You know, there's a lot of social ills, so that's what we're trying to kill itongo lethu.
Sure.
You understand? So that's what I'm trying to achieve, man. And also and build hope ebantwaneni, man. You know, through creative arts, because most of us siyakula, but we're not inspired. You know, we are not motivated.
Yeah.
We don't have dreams. Because of indaba esikhulula kuyo. But itongo lethu is there to actually bring upon hope, man,
and revive that dream.
You understand?
It's possible.
It's possible, my G.
Wow.
It's possible, my G.
Fana, thank you so much, Prayam. You are doing an amazing work. You understand? And I can imagine, Uti, there's no funding that you are getting.
Yeah, there isn't.
And we've got a very big government like South Africa, not only in the Western Cape, but the whole South Africa. We've got a government that has to see to it, Uti, there's so much work, you know, that you're doing, because I'm a father myself. You know, for me to entrust you with my kids, you understand, and my kids, they still come back endlini early. My kids, they still come back endlini not raped.
You know,
they come back endlini not hurt, abashaiwanga. So that means if our kids comes to your space, they're very safe.
It's a safe space.
So why not our government, our leaders, they invest in such a thing? That's actually my next question. You think the government is doing enough, like, to sponsor you guys?
Well, to be honest, my brother, I don't think sports and recreation is doing much for sports and recreation. You know, especially in the Cape Flats.
Sure.
I don't think much is done. You know, you'd go to Bonteville, you go to Menenberg, my brother, you go to Hanover Park, you go to Cooks, Kailicha, Nyanga. The sports and recreation is not doing much. You know, the Cape Flats is flooded with talent.
Sure.
It's flooded with talent,
Sure.
my brother.
I've seen it,
you know?
yeah.
So they're not doing much, man. You understand? And we'd love to see the government doing more for people in the Cape Flats, because Cape Flats is flooded with a lot of talents. I tell you, dancers, actors, singers, you name it, sportsmen, you know, bakhona, but then they are not recognized.
They're not recognized.
Yeah.
And you know what I feel from you? I've had a conversation with other creatives before, you know, even years back. People will be like, now I'm moving to Jozi, you know, because they feel like, Lana, our cry is not being heard. And I always say, you don't have to move, you understand, to another place, because now when you get to Jozi, it's a long queue. You understand? It's a long queue.
Even in Cape Town, there's a very long queue.
You understand? So where you are, try to become that light. You know, there's a song that says, why don't you become a light, you know, in that corner, you know, just become that brighter light in that corner, and then bring hope to our kids.
Shine where you are.
Shine when you are. You understand? Kule wogi, kule mkuku, kule lokasi, you know, kule RTP, you know, shine there, and your time will come, Prayami.
Exactly.
You know, your time will come. So before Sivala, Prayami, what are your future plans with Itongo Lethu?
So my future plans now for Itongo Lethu is to actually, next year, I think we are entering the Zabalaza Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we are entering.
It's a theater most.
Yes. We're entering the Zabalaza Festival. I'll be directing a young story that I wrote during COVID called Inyembe Zekazi.
Wow.
Yeah, so Inyembe Zekazi will be in the Zabalaza Festival next year. We'll be in the Cape Town Carnival next year as well.
Yeah.
Now it's season.
Sure.
There's a lot of performances that will be done by Itongo Lethu in between until those performances.
Sure.
And also, in terms of recruiting more people, Yes, recruiting more people is also something that I'd like to do.
Sure.
And actually grow the organization, and actually and also get a bit of sponsors. You know, running an organization from your own pocket is not easy.
Yeah, that's what I
But then-
say. Yeah.
So yeah, also if there are any sponsors out there, please do pull through for us, as we'd love to just sikhule man,
Yeah.
and also just don't have Itongoletu only in Guguletu.
Yeah.
You know, we'd love to also move to other places within the Western Cape. You know, there's Imbekweni,
Yeah.
there's Paarl, there's Stellenbosch, there's
Sure.
a lot of places within the Western Cape where we'd love to actually have more of indawo ezifumaniseka uba abantwana bafunda i-creative arts school.
Sure.
You understand? So that's the focus ngoku, is to expand and grow. You understand? Sibe neithongo lethu kwezinye indawo and just not eGugulethu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sbuda Prayam, I just want to find out, do you have a team?
Yes, I do have a team. In terms of what, Qala? In
Your
terms of-
organization, people that you delegate.
My brother, I've been pushing the organization by myself since. I've had a team before, but then, you know, everyone has their own izinto zokwenza, yabo? So abantu started falling off.
Oh,
We
okay,
understand. But
okay.
me being passionate so much about working with kids and creative arts, I started pushing alone, and I've had help from like mentors,
Okay.
you know. But then I do not have a team at the moment. Pushing it only to one-man jive.
One minute.
But then with support, yabantu, there's like my friend stepdaddy over here is always there with me when I push stuff like this,
Yeah.
stuff that has to do with the organization. So there are people that help me out, but then I do not have a team.
Yeah. You know why? Because the reason why I ask this question is because your work seems very like, it's a lot. It's quite a lot. But when the admin, when the marketing, you understand, you must do publishing, you must also do the interviews. So you are an all-rounder. You know?
That's
But
what
I
I am.
also understand because you are building.
Yes,
You
man.
understand? You are
Yes.
building. So it's okay sometimes as an upcoming artist or upcoming entrepreneur, you know, for you to be an all-rounder. You know, there is people that you're going to attract along the way, you know, people that will be excited and find out, can we join what you're doing, you know, because they like what you're doing. But as time goes by, because there's no funding, there's no money coming in, and then they're going to fall off, you know, as they leave or as they fall off. When I don't forget what you are called for, you understand? When I focus on that dream, focus on that passion, focus on what you are called for. Like Grootman is saying, he has worked with a lot of people, and some people, they left him, but he still continued with his dream, with his passion. So if you are out there, Ekukulet, you are out there, Manenberg, you are out there, maybe Drifsense and Fuleni, and you'd like to work with Grootman, he's just going to drop his email address or his Instagram handle, his Facebook handle, and you can get contact with him. You know, Grootman, what are your Instagram handles, your social media handles?
Okay, so my personal Instagram is Blaq_Sakai.
Blaq with
Blaq with a Q.
or with a Q? So
Yes.
it's BLAQ.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Blaq_Sakai.
Okay.
On Facebook, I'm also Blaq Sakai. And then we have the Itongoletu side of things, the entertainment side of things. That's on Instagram, we are Letu 2017.
Late 2017.
Yes.
Okay.
On TikTok, we are Itongoletu 2017. And then on Facebook, we are Itongoletu Our Dream.
It is what it is, Bafethu. Beautiful stories, beautiful weather, beautiful people, beautiful conversation. Hasi manglimanga kusunomobani, hasi everybody. It is us, English Broken Business. We bring you such an inspirational stories, Bafethu. Beautiful stories, as you heard from Grootman Blaq, aka Usbusiso Bafethu. Out here, say Googs, you know, it's section 3. He just dropped his interesting story. If you are out there and you loved his work, you want your child, your sister, your nephew, ukuthi ajoine, please do contact with him, Bafethu. Thank you so much for watching our episode, Bafethu. We're just going to see you next week around this time, 8 o'clock, Bafethu. Thank you for subscribing and watching our show. Dango.